Alright guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and on today's stream, we're going to talk about China's influence on railway infrastructure development in Laos. Before we proceed, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get the latest videos as they drop. Having done that, let us dive into what we have for today. Laos. Have you ever wanted to have an adventure in a Southeast Asian country that is covered with forested mountains, plateaus, and lowland plains, while a river halves through it? Or do you want to sightsee the rice plantations in the region? Then Laos is your destination. A country that is landlocked of the northeast central mainland Southeast Asia, that's truly a mouthful. It consists of an irregularly round portion in the north that narrows into a peninsula-like region stretching to the southeast. Overall, the country extends about 650 miles from northwest to southeast. The capital is Vientiane, located on the Mekong River in the northern portion of the country. The only issue you would have with witnessing such a wonderful landscape is a means of access or traveling. But good thing the Chinese government took it personally to lay rail lines from China to Laos. Now, as part of China's 12th five-year plan is to build a high-speed rail connecting the countries involved in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. The goal in building the rail line is to improve transportation, collaboration, and trade in the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area. This construction is to help small member nations in various ways. Most importantly, employment rates and the economic status of the smaller member nations will most likely grow due to the introduction of rail. This intense railway expansion by Beijing has marked a new milestone with the official opening of a new track that pushed beyond its frontiers. The track, which is China's first international railway network, is the largest project under its wide-ranging Belt and Road Initiative. The ambitious strategy attempts to connect several Asian and African countries through China's economic might. The project links Vientiane, the capital of Laos, with Kunming, the capital and largest city in China's Yunnan province. The network, which will eventually connect a total of 45 stations between both countries, of which about 20 will provide passenger services. According to the China Railway Group, in a statement made, the China-Laos train will help convert the smaller nation from a landlocked country to a land-linked country. Both freight and human passengers will be able to go between the two countries by train by the end of 2021. The railway runs through the India-Eurasia Plate collision zone, which features crisscrossing valleys and rivers. There are about 167 tunnels along the China-Laos Railway. The total length of the tunnels adds up to over 590 kilometers, accounting for 63% of the railway's total. The major project once again showed that China is capable of building railways in areas with extremely difficult geological conditions. It is expected to stimulate regional cooperation and prosperity. The Chinese and Laos governments signed the Railway Cooperation Agreement. The station in the Laos capital, Vientiane, made its debut on October 6th. With a construction area of 14,543 square meters, the station can accommodate a maximum of 2,500 passengers. The construction design of the station embodies the concept of the city of sandalwood, Vientiane, the friendship between China and Laos. A statement made by Zhang Xinjin, deputy manager of China's Railways Kunming Bureau, said that the China-Laos Railway is a scientific and technological road which has accumulated valuable experience for railway construction in plateau and mountainous areas. Based on the Beidou navigation satellite system and infrared scanning technology, the railway construction control and management is smarter and more intelligent than before. It used to take 2 hours to set up a 500-meter guideline through human labor, but now up to 1,000 kilometers of track laying can be planned within 1 hour, thanks to new technologies independently developed by China. Zhang also stated that the railway construction has also taken full consideration of its impact on the ecological environment, as it runs near channels of wild elephants migration. The route planning of the railway track avoids the main activity area of wild elephants and migration channels. Various measures were taken to minimize the impact on wild elephants, such as extended tunnels or building bridges for elephants to pass. China has invested heavily in building railways in the past decade, adding 37,900 kilometers or about 23,500 miles, of high-speed lines since 2008. It has also invested in railway projects in other countries, such as the $3.6 billion network in Kenya. The China-Laos train is expected to be fully operational in December 2021. This is according to the state media. So why the interest in funding from China to Laos? Tourism. Well, while Southeast Asia is a popular destination for many Chinese travelers, Laos has not been very high on the list. However, the new ease of access may change that. According to OAG, an international flight statistics and data gathering group, the fastest growing market for Chinese tourists before the pandemic were Vietnam, Thailand, and Japan. Travelers from both Laos and China need visas to visit the other country. Over 155 million Chinese tourists traveled internationally in 2019, according to China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism. From January to September in 2019, about 760,000 Chinese tourists visited Laos, an increase of 26% year on year. The Consulate General of the PRC in Luang Prabang, Laos, said, Agriculture. Agriculture is the mainstay of the economy of Laos. In the early 21st century, the sector generated nearly half the country's gross domestic product and employed some 3/4 of the population. The expansion of land under cultivation has been impeded, however, largely by vast quantities of unexploded bombs, dropped mostly by the US military during the Vietnam War, that litter potential farmlands. Consequently, only a small portion of the country's total arable land area is cultivated. The great majority of Laos's farmers are engaged in rice agriculture. Lowland farmers generally plant irrigated paddy fields, while upland dwellers cultivate rain-fed swidens. Fishing. This is particularly important for lowland dwellers, and aquaculture has been increasing in the early 21st century. Principal pond-raised fish include tilapia and various types of carp. Raising livestock, especially pigs, cattle, water buffalo, and chickens, has also grown in importance. Forestry. Roughly 2/5 of Laos is forest, and the country's forest resources have provided for several important wood processing industries. Timber extraction, however, has been banned periodically by the government for environmental reasons. Rapid deforestation has been attributed primarily to logging operations and to the cutting of wood for fuel, activities that have been further blamed for the erosion of hillsides, silting of rivers, and ultimately, the increased severity of droughts and floods. Resources. Laos has considerable mineral reserves. Tin has been mined commercially since colonial times and has remained a major resource. Gypsum has become important since the last decade of the 20th century. Gold mining expanded significantly in the early 21st century with substantial foreign investment. Foreign companies have also worked the country's granite and limestone deposits. Other minerals mined in notable quantities include copper and precious stones. Laos is also rich in iron and lead, but these and many other mineral deposits have yet to be explored systematically. Power. Although much coal is mined in Laos, the country draws almost all its energy from the hydroelectric sources. Dams on the Ngum River, north of the Vientiane, supply the bulk of domestic energy need. Electricity is also one of Laos's most valuable exports. Several other dams, such as the Thun River in central Laos, produce electricity primarily for export to neighboring countries, especially China. Additional hydroelectric projects have been underway, although concerns about their environmental impact have slowed the planning process. Manufacturing. Although manufacturing has been growing faster than other sectors since the economic reforms of the late 20th century, it still has provided less than 1/4 of the GDP. Aside from energy production and mining, the country's main manufacturing activities are food processing, rice milling, and beverage production, mostly beer and soft drinks, sawmilling, production of building materials, the manufacture of a variety of light consumer goods, mostly plastic products, tobacco and cigarettes, and detergents. Garment production, largely for export, has been expanding rapidly. Handicrafts are also an important component of Laos's manufacturing sector. What China offers. China has the largest population in the world, which according to electricity data, consumed 7,511,000 kilowatts in 2020 alone, which is a steady increase from the previous number, 7,486,610 kilowatts in 2019. Also, the Chinese grain consumption has more than tripled from 125 million metric tons in 1975 to 420 million tons in 2018. China also has the largest fish consumption print of 65 million tons, only seconded by the European Union of 13 million tons, and closely followed by Japan, 7.4 million tons, Indonesia, 7.3 million tons, and the United States, 7.1 million tons. Also, because of the economic standing of China having the highest number of millionaires, there is a demand for precious stones as trinkets and jewelry. Also, the demand for timber and coal has been at its highest in recent times. In conclusion, the diplomacy between China and Laos, which has grown to a full-blown friendship, has only and can only be of mutual benefit to both of them, as they complement each other's needs with resources and services provided. Let us know the next video you want us to make, or your experience in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that subscribe button. I hope you'll have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.